What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Nanocast. Nanocast is a brand new podcast all about the cryptocurrency Nano. Nano is led by a driven team. It's fast, fearless, and scalable. It's inspired thousands to participate in the development of its apps and services. And on this episode, you're actually going to hear a few Nano fanboys talk about the fodder of Nano from the last few weeks. So we got me, we got Wimps, and we got Andy.
You mean Andy of Nano Things?
Andy of nanothings.store. Yes, that's me.
Is it Andy of Nano Things or Andy at Nano Things?
Whatever. Just as long as those two things match up in your brain, that's good enough for me.
I actually find that you have two Twitter handles to be kind of confusing. I'm not sure it's...
I know. I'm going to get rid of that other one, I think.
You get rid of the Nano Things one. I mean...
Yeah. What I did, I wanted to set up a Nano News one, which didn't shill my shop. So I set up one for my shop as well, but I forget to shill my shop on Twitter. So I may as well just get rid of it.
I'll show your shop later.
It's okay. It's fine. I don't want it to be shilled too much, to be honest. I want it to be a natural thought in people's mind, which I'm getting there with that. So I go on Reddit every 3 or 4 days and try and somehow link the conversation in with a link to Nano Things, but that's about it, really.
Do you remember that one time I totally trolled you? Do you remember that?
Possibly, and I get trolled a lot.
It was like several weeks ago. Like the first time you were like, "Hey, 10% discount," and I went and there was an email, and I was like, "You got my email?" Oh no, it was like a wheel, right? Like get a discount, and I was like, "I didn't win anything, but you got my email."
Oh no, I totally missed that. Are you serious? I think that might be a different site.
Oh, was it?
Fucking hell, Sean. Have you went to that other site and bought?
This was like months ago. You weren't anything yet.
I think you bought $5,000 worth of stuff from there too.
Oh, Sean, that is bullshit. There was a guy selling coins, nano coins.
No, it wasn't that guy.
Oh, isn't it?
Maybe I'm getting two stories confused. Conflating two stories here.
My problem is I get trolled like almost every day. I don't know whether or not people are. I'm not very internet savvy with the chat rooms and Discord and stuff. So people ask me like, "Oh, I'd really like to see a nano shoes." So I'll spend like 2 hours like designing nano shoes, and then the people are just like, "Ha ha ha! Didn't really want those shoes." Got
you know what I'd really like to see?
What, Sean?
I'd really like to see a Nanocast t-shirt.
A Nanocast t-shirt is in the works. Yeah.
It is.
Worry. Yeah. I'm going to pick the logo tonight and sort it out before I go to bed. So that's on the way.
Yeah. For all you diehard fans like Wimps.
Hey, I'll get one.
Yeah. I want a Wimps t-shirt too.
I think I'm like his biggest customer.
Oh yeah.
You're not. Can you believe it? I know that there's whales in play, Wimps.
What?
But
see,
I can't.
This is a challenge. This is what I see. I see what he's doing right now. This is how he shills it.
You got a long way to go.
I want a t-shirt that says "Wimps told me to buy Haven."
Oh.
You would have made a lot of money.
Still time to buy Haven, Sean.
Is it? It's probably a good time now.
It's pumping. It's been pumping all day. You should buy it.
Yeah, you should buy it at the top.
You get a Lambo at the end of the week.
All right. Yeah. So I posted that list of things we can talk about. I don't really care if we talk about them. We can bitch about the community the whole time. It's fine with me too. Is there
no? Let's not bitch all the time about the community. Let's talk about them setting nodes up, trying to set a node up using the totally newbie friendly guide, which has been posted online this week.
Sure, we can talk about that. I didn't use that, but I'd love to hear from you.
I used it. The easy node took me over an hour, but
not so easy node.
Took me about 59 minutes personally, but once I managed to do it, it just wasn't.
I didn't use the easy node guide, and it took me about an hour. So
did it? Oh man, you're a dev.
Yeah. Now we know who to blame. We're just gonna.
Yeah, don't tell me,
Fuck man, you need to share that info. Do a guide. But yeah, man, we got it set up. It was pretty easy, I suppose. If there was a slight tweak to that guide, Wimps, you were Mac, I was Windows. There was only one line out, which delayed it for me. But that DigitalOcean thing seems pretty good. It's synced up, and my sync is 100%. I've got version 12.1. I imagine you boys have got the same.
I'm at 34% right now.
34%.
34% what?
Sync status.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. You can wait. You can bootstrap that. You know.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, man. This is the problem, Sean. As a dev, you know what that means.
Yeah. You're one of the nano devs. Why isn't it pumping, and why isn't it not bootstrapping automatically? That's the thing.
So, yeah.
If I was a dev, I'd create it so it bootstraps itself.
Yeah.
Why do I have to do extra?
Or just
I prefer to call it. I prefer to call it jockstrapping.
That's what I need.
I think, Wimps, yeah, I'm with you there. If me and you were deving it together, we could just build it from the start, absolutely perfectly working, and release it with strong marketing, and then that's it. Pump.
Yeah, that's all you need is strong devs like you two and good marketing.
I am a dev though. I've got a website and I can do WordPress.
You use WordPress or something for his website.
That counts. That does count because
you can code that WordPress.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. There's a section where I had to post in one line of code, which I copy and pasted, and it gave me
HTML. HTML. You can do CSS too.
Yeah. But all of them letters.
You do bold and brackets.
Bold, italic.
So anyway, do you really not know what a bootstrap is? Because if you don't,
I know what bootstrapping is. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay. I can send you guys a link later if you want.
No,
it's pretty easy. You just
that should be on the guide. Hey, if your sync is slow, click here, and it does it by itself.
It should be on that guide. It's on another guide that I used. It's just not on the Easy Node guide apparently. Not so Easy Node. Easy Slow Node. So you said that you don't like to shield nano things too much. What about nano? Do you think nano should be shelled?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it should be. The word shill carries a lot of connotations to it, which I don't personally appreciate. You're allowed to talk about the positive aspects of something now and again. There's nothing wrong with that. If I say I love my kids, I'm not fucking shilling my kids, am I? So you're allowed to talk positively about it to some degree, and that's what I do. I mean, I go on my Twitter and I post 2 or 3 nice bits of information every day, help balance it out. So yeah, I think it's good. When we've got wallets, I say this all the time, don't we? When we've got wallets and stuff like that, and things seem like they're ready to take a lot of new people on board, then yeah, I imagine it'll get chilled a lot more. I'll do more.
Yeah.
Shitty Twitter things.
Speaking of wallets, you remember back in December?
Yeah, just a long time ago.
And there were some posts about how wallets were, in the works for January.
I think that's got a lot to do with the. This is me shilling. This is like me shilling. This is what I do. The devs are so driven towards getting the tech just right that they got no problem like delaying something like wallets to concentrate on, for instance, something like universal blocks or pruning. Really, if you think about it from their point of view, the wallet is just going to bring them problems until they have got Nano to the point where they want it to be, which is, and we've known for a long time, is implementation of universal blocks and pruning, hardware integration with the ledger. Then they release the wallets. Then they'll have time to actually debug fix the wallets and keep them going. So the wallets thing is total.
I think
cock tease, isn't it? But we can wait.
I think the weird thing is a lot of people are waiting for wallets, not because they want to store them on wallets. It's because they want it to pump the price. There's already good wallets. Canoe is great. It's just like, it's not a web wallet, which is nice and safe or safer. They just want to pump the price. They want anything. It's not about the tech and the team and being patient. And that's what kind of drives me insane. And I would rather the wallet come out and be amazing have everything you want. It's got to outdo Canoe at this point. It doesn't have to.
Yeah, that's what they want.
They want to do it that way, but you want it to be ready. And I think they got to wait for version 13 to really release that, because you're going to have to go back to your wallets and change it again, which you're seeing with Canoe. They can't have to keep updating and stuff. But I think they're more focused on, like Andy said, the tech and getting it to 13, and then you can be a little bit more prepared. Plus, Nano's run into so many different kind of exchange issues and things like that. That delays things. There's so many different hiccups that have gone on. Who knows what that lawsuit has done as far as being able to move forward on certain things.
Yeah.
So I'm just being patient. I don't think these guys would, especially people that were community members that are now on the dev team. Why would they join the dev team to not work on it? It just blows my mind. It's something that they were passionate about as a community member, and now they're on the development team. I find that, and plus all the third-party programmers and stuff that are participating in the GitHub and such.
There's like loads of people like really active, doing what they can, just being a part of it. But they're not so much on the Discord chat anymore, but everyone's went off on their own little adventure and supporting Nano in their own way. That's why we've got things like these nodes, the Nanode popping up, Canoe Wallet, Nano Vault,
Nano things.
All of it. It's fantastic. Yeah, Nano things. Everyone's just doing their own little thing. It's a pretty nice time.
I would say that out of all the crypto projects that I've been a part of, this has been definitely the most like, it's a proactive community in a sense, because it's not like we're like carrying on like the mission of the devs, but like the most active community and like building services, building an ecosystem around it. Which has been fun to kind of see and be a part of. And I realize that a lot of people that are kind of new to this space don't know that. But
the main Nano Discord development's good. That's a great protocol like that. I miss it being there because I used to visit that way more. And that's where you find out what's being developed and what's coming. And you get to see the activity they're doing, because I don't go and scour through GitHub and see what's going on, look through all the requests. No. If you go through those channels there, and you can see that there's a lot of people, not just the core devs, that are working on a lot of things. And even today, you saw them complaining, the devs created flares instead of wallets. And it was Norm, a community member, created flares. And I'm like, are you guys serious? You think the devs are like, yeah, you know what, we should get some flares. No, it was Norm thought it would be a cool thing for the community. It just and Norm didn't say anything. I was like, can you say something to them so these doesn't go posting on Reddit like Nano devs dicking around. I saw him at the bar last night till 3. Like,
I think it's a funny idiosyncrasy that we call everybody that's on like a crypto team a dev.
Yeah.
The devs.
The devs, yeah.
What does it take? What
it's become a meme.
Dev?
It was like, thanks Obama is becoming like, devs. Like everything that goes wrong, just blame it on the devs. Oh, Big Rail, devs.
Devs.
Yeah. I think the dev team probably, core, I hate saying dev team, the core team probably really appreciative of how proactive the community's been, how much hard work people have put in off their own back.
Oh, well, they've hired some of them.
More. Yeah, they couldn't have asked for more, really, could they? I mean, things like Canoe and Nano Vault, they're probably thinking, oh, fuck's sake, that's a nice wallet. Shit.
I don't really think you said that, that the wallet has to be better than Canoe Wallet. I don't think it needs to be better than Canoe Wallet.
It has to be more stable, Sean. It has to be.
As long as it is a stable wallet, I don't think it matters if it's more stable or has more features, because ultimately, like, as new people come into the space, the first wallet they're going to use, if they use a wallet at all, is going to be a Nano wallet. So, and that's kind of like my thing. It's like, look, I'm not in a hurry either. Like, I've been doing this long enough to, like, I'm patient, I'm not upset that it's later than they thought it would be, whatever, that's fine. But I do look forward to having a wallet that when people come in, they can actually be like, oh, here's a wallet, here's how I do it, it's easy. Just really that whole, like, kind of making it easier to become part of the project.
Well, yeah, you're right, because I don't think, there's so many different third-party wallets that have been around for many cryptocurrencies. Ledger, hardware wallet was not created by Satoshi. I'm sorry, it wasn't. And people trust it, and it is essentially a third-party wallet, even though any wallet for Bitcoin would be. But people trust it, and they're so used to these ICOs and the money to dump into, and they have the wallets ready and stuff right away. It's just, if Canoe works, great. It's great. I got address book, everything works perfectly.
Canoe's great.
I don't know why people wouldn't try it out. Why does it have to be the devs? And I really truly think it's just more about pumping the coin, and that's okay. And they see other things. See other things pumping and stuff, and they kind of have this FOMO, and they're like, "Why isn't my coin pumping?" And even with Ray blocks, back when it was Ray blocks, is like, I saw it in September, October, and November. It was sideways, and every one of my friends was making money on like Walton Chain and everything else. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there with my sideways bags of Ray blocks, and then mine pumped and surpassed them, and they had those same feelings. So I think every coin has its chance eventually. They already had one months ago, so there'll be another one eventually.
As long as the team behind the coin is committed to building something, honestly, I don't even think it matters if it's that revolutionary. If there's a team behind it that is committed to building something and keeping at it long term, it's going to do well.
That's spot on as well. And that's why Nano is such a good investment, something to buy and forget about, or just watch, not panic, because we've got such good fundamental benefits to the technology that, I mean, we could be carried on any of the fundamentals, that it being instant, it being fearless, it being green. Any of those is enough to carry. One of those is enough to carry a coin with a good dev team, and we've got them all. So it's a really nice.
We've got all this good stuff, and on Reddit anyway, I don't know about the Discord, but on Reddit, there's been a lot of people that have been saying, "Oh man, we've got all this stuff, but there's no marketing. No one's telling the world about how great our coin is. We're never going to succeed because teams that don't, or coins that don't have good marketing, they just fail." And they give examples of random coins no one's ever heard of. What do you think about that? What do you guys think about that?
Well, what marketing does Bitcoin have other than third-party people? The same, you know what I mean? Like it's open source. Everyone has the ability to help and build things to create adoption and things like that. Smart cards or something that devs, or let's say the core team, are putting together. But who's to say someone else can't put that together and do things? Just like the Ledger integration was a community member that helped, and that just helps. That's one little thing that could help. If you're not contributing like me, because I have no talents whatsoever in this space, then it's just, you got to be patient and trust the people around it. And I think as far as marketing goes, it's like, how do you market a cryptocurrency? It's not ready for mass adoption. It's that simple. It's a store of value. So, and if you're not buying things on Andy's store because you're worried about the price going up, for example, would you use it at any store right now? And there's some people that are like that. People right now want to hold on to it until it pumps. And then when the volatility settles down over many years, maybe they'll start using it as a currency. So I think more people are using it as like a store of value so they can kind of have a retirement later on, as opposed to a currency. So let them iron out all the kinks in the tech, add on to it, innovate, just like universal blocks, and the smart cards, which we'll probably touch base on. Things like that will really change the face of it, but it's going to take time. It's going to take years. And I think the patience is where, it's going to market itself if it's good tech, I think, personally.
Yeah, people are reluctant to even spend Bitcoin at this point because of how volatile it is, or how much it goes up, and how it's considered a store of value, notwithstanding the fact that you can actually really use it as a usable currency. But there's no chance people are going to start using Nano for transactions unless it props up as like a very specific use case, like for instance the David Hay thing, which was talked about in Venezuela, adoption's a long time off for everything,
Yeah.
really. But to chill my site a little bit, it's really easy to use Nano to buy things, and it doesn't really make a difference. You can spend what you want in Nano in loads of places and just buy back the dollar value, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. It's pretty fun to do.
I could touch base a bit more on the marketing too, because I think we talked a bit about the ICOs, and you see other coins market without tech, and they market vaporware. And a lot of new people that came in December, you got to put it this way, they probably bought Nano at a higher price than it is now. And they're kind of freaking out because they're new to crypto, potentially, they don't really see much. And they see what Tron does and Verge and these different coins that are, in my opinion, not very good tech, or not tech at all. And they see that, and they want Nano to essentially shield their own coin out there before it's really ready for that, what we're talking about, like a mass adoption. And I think that's just like the cart before the horse. Like, you can't do that. And I understand people maybe are like underwater with their investments, but it's a long-term thing. You can't rush that. You can't rush innovation. You can't rush the tech. And that's where, you look at Tesla and Elon Musk. He's like, yeah, we're going to do this, has these deadlines, and he's innovative and he's a genius. And I believe the team behind Nano is a very smart team, and they really, really, truly want the best. And I think the same with Elon Musk. But you got people that bought his stock are pissed and think he's over-promising, under delivering. But does that make Tesla or SpaceX any less innovative and awesome for the environment and whatever else? No, it's still a great product. But they're just impatient and are losing money on it, and they didn't get their car yet and things like that. And it's like a bit of entitlement. And I think it's just tough to teach people patience when it comes to space. And it comes over time after you've seen your patience pay off. But you need to have patience to see it pay off in order to see, oh, that worked. But if you never have patience, you're never going to get that end result to learn from. So that's my 2 cents.
Absolutely correct, in my opinion. I totally agree with that.
We're coming from an interesting time in the market too, where like there was just unprecedented gains. It's like where if somebody on the core team of any coin tweeted, oh man, I can't wait till tomorrow, the price would like skyrocket. And then like you'd find out like it was their birthday or something. And like, so like, that's like the expectation that a lot of people that bought are in, and they're down, hundreds of % from where they bought. And the reality is like, I mean, if you think about like regular companies, like in the world, that's just not how things work. And crypto is different, but it's not going to act any different when it comes to investing, except for the fact that it's smaller cap.
Yeah. I want to join the Amazon.com Discord and ask the devs directly, hey, or the owners directly, hey, what's going on? When are you going to add this? And you're going to be doing this soon? Why aren't you telling me? You should do some more marketing, and let's see what they say.
What the fuck? Amazon is dead. Amazon is dead.
Oh, went down 5%. How dare you?
I remember when Amazon was kind of first breaking ground as like the big thing. They weren't hitting expectations ever, but they just kept building something that was great, and they kept building something that was great. And eventually now they have a profitable company, and now, and people believed in them from the beginning, so their stock price kept going up. But still, like, they had the same kind of mentality as the Nano core team, is we need to invest in our product. All right, so when it comes to marketing, we've got like artificial marketing, and we have like legitimate marketing, or like organic marketing, which isn't really marketing at all. But an example of artificial marketing, in my opinion, would be the Binance contest. 15, what was it? I don't even know. 1,500 nano, 15,000 nano,
15,000,
15,000 nano that all the whales on Binance could compete for. And like instantly the price went up $3 or $3.50 or something like that. And a few days later, where are we at?
Went back down, Sean.
Right back where we were. Right back. And that is that's what happens when you market the way that everybody is whining that we need to market.
I think that was mostly for Binance because of the downtime that was going on and switching to 12.1 and such. I think that was a way for Nano to say, hey, thank you for your patience with this. Here you go. Here's a contest we're going to run.
Right. No, totally. I agree.
But you're right, though. Yeah. I mean, that's a very short-term pump, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think that the Nano team ever intended to do that to pump the price. I just think that that's the kind of thing that everybody seems to be complaining about. And that's what happens when stuff like that happens. No, you take a project like Neo, one that I've been following for a really long time. And the price has steadily increased, and it's had its pumps. In December, it was up to $200. And it's had its little bumps, its little Binance competition bumps. But the things that have made its price stay up are one of two things. One is adoption, the amount of people using it, the amount of coins being built on the protocol. And the second is partnerships that they have made. One that comes to mind was with a Dutch telecom company. I don't remember the name.
I remember that. Yeah, it was a pretty big one.
But that partnership bumped the price up a ton, and it stayed up. But the thing about both of those things, adoption and partnerships, is they can't happen until the coin is perfect.
And it's also, I'm curious, other than something like Steam and such, where they're trading cryptocurrencies, what can you really, how can you partner with something like Nano, so pure currency, whereas it's not a platform? Well, this is opposite partnerships, but how can you market something like this? It's meant to be a pure currency. The only thing you can really do is the adoption, as far as websites using it, things like that, merchants and such. That's really it. And I think that can't even happen till they get their smart cards and such ready at that point. So I don't, maybe you could fill me in. Maybe you guys have some ideas, because I do not.
I got a half an idea, which I might be stupid about, but this is a place to discuss it, I suppose. If there was a service online which would instantly transform Nano into dollars, or dollars into Nano, like a bit of code that runs it through a exchange or something like that, wouldn't it make sense to start implementing it for any sort of payments online, anything really, to avoid fees? I'm trying to think of a good example, but
so you want to buy something from Japan, but you don't want to deal with like international fees, or international taxes,
or even like any fees that are attached to it from both the consumer's point of view and the merchant. For instance, think of it just from a merchant point of view. If they could invisibly on the back end receive dollars and manage to transfer it into Nano, conduct a transfer that way, and get the currency out that they want, that'd be something that would be really good for Nano, because it could fit into payment methods and be instant, not cost the companies nothing, and be environmentally friendly.
So you'd use a company like, say, NanoPal, and you would just pay with cash, and the NanoPal would take care of the rest.
Yeah, I think we'll see stuff like that coming out in the future. I think there's good scope.
I think that's great, but I think that's also but it's still you still have to wait until the coin is more mature.
Yeah, I think the longer it takes, Sean, the more the people can get at a cheap price. So it depends what camp you're in, really.
Well,
good tech and good implementation, good adoption will take lots of time. Even in crypto, it'll take eons in crypto time. Well, so it gives people a good opportunity to accumulate or contribute.
Well, there will be. I know Mike Novogratz is like a venture capitalist guy. He's got like a crypto bank he's creating. Hedge fund manager, he's something like he's got 40% of all his assets in this, and I don't know how much money he's got. It is a centralized source, so it could be a fiat gateway in which they could provide, services like a smart card or a direct fiat gateway for these merchants and vice versa. I still think it's a bit of ways away, but Nano would be a perfect thing for it, obviously. And I think we have to kind of remind people that we're probably we talked about it in the last podcast, is that we're so early and the tech is going to change. We're pretty much T9ing on our phone right now in cryptocurrencies. And what Nano is now is like the fact that I have to like pull up a QR code and type this in and copy and paste and stuff, that's going to be gone. Whoever can figure this out, like that Samsung Pay, I think I even talked to one of the members of Core. They really love the Samsung Pay. You put your phone right up to the POS system, or whatever, and it just automatically finds the QR or whatever code in your phone and just transfers it. That's the ultimate goal. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to transfer it. Oh, let me put how much the amount is. Kind of like Brain Blocks works, where it refunds you the overage. Something like that will really change Nano, and I think we're a bit of ways away from that. But that is absolutely possible. The one core thing about it that's really important that the hardest thing for all these other cryptocurrencies is the fees and the speed. And Nano's got that solved. And that is the hardest part, I guess, in regards to cryptocurrency right now. There's also obviously centralization and attack issues and things like that.
Privacy,
et cetera, to be taken care of. But the fact that they have that done already, we're already way ahead of where we should be. It's pretty much where my mind is at. And those other things, and what Nano is, just like what, the people that made Canoe Wallet, they were attracted to, is like, hey, this is exactly what we're looking for. And this is the closest thing to that. And now we just need to create those fiat gateways. We need to create a way that our phone can just go right to any POS system and work and transfer to USD or whatever currency. And that's another hard part, but that's doable in the future. We just need to figure out the legalities of all the stuff and with SEC and such like that, going on here. But that's where my mind is at, and that's when you won't need marketing, really. You'll have a working product that people can go and like, hey, this is easier. It's easier than credit cards. When it becomes easier than credit cards, that's when mass adoption. We're pretty close. So anyway,
the other big thing that's going to help with adoption and the price for those who want the price to go up is getting pairing on big exchanges, or Nanex growing to be one of the big exchanges. So I don't know. I guess all this to say, like all the whining that I see about like marketing, I think really comes down to like four main things. One, the coin needs to mature. Two, there needs to be adoption. Three, there needs to be partnerships. And four, it needs to be a trading pair, which can fall under any of those categories. And I would really like to see the conversation kind of evolve into more of a conversation of how can we help make those things happen.
Yeah, I've said that in the community a couple of times. I've talked to people and I said, when are you going to do any marketing? And I've said to people, well, do you work in marketing? It would be amazing if you could go directly to these developers, say, I have some ideas. Instead of saying, hey, when marketing? If there's people out there that do this for a living, I don't. If I worked in any bit of field that could help Nano, I would definitely help. I've already tried setting up a couple things for get-togethers and meetups and stuff like that. And
do a Nano theme tune, Wimps. Nano theme tune.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I've tried getting, and doing my part. That there's tiny things, but it could help and make those meetups a little bit more fun and stuff like that. So it's because I care and I want people to. I want to help in some way because I am not only invested in this as a financial investment, but I believe in the future of it. And I think anyone that truly believes this in the future as a currency we can use, they should provide some kind of service and help, if they can. If not, maybe your friend works in marketing. Hey, you can introduce. introduced the core team to some people that I think would be good for them to meet in the past, and that small things like that go a long way. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, and if you've got friends, show them the canoe wallet.
Yeah, it reflects the naivety of the coin and the investors that are in the coin, because people think that there's a huge company behind everything, driving the gears, making everything happen. People don't realize it's super, super, super early in the whole entire thing. There's a crazy pump last year, but it's really nothing compared to what it could be if it hits the potential that it's got, this whole crypto thing, and people can get involved straight away. And if they just took that on board and spent all of the time that they allot to type in when Binance, when marketing Nano is dead, they could literally go and write an article, explain to somebody who's never been in crypto before how to buy Nano and what it is in layman's terms. If someone can do good stuff like that, then they're doing more for their investment. Clearly, they're doing more for their investment than what they would be just.
Yeah, and if you know a language besides English, just go translate something. You don't have to write it.
Yeah. There's millions of things still left to do.
And there's you see people like these programmers and guys that have careers that are taking time out to develop Canoe Wallet and develop Brain Blocks, for example, is a PayPal. And somebody that already works in a in currency transfers and things like that took the time out to do this because they see the future in it as well. Is good, and that's just somebody's taking initiative and helping out, not looking for any money. And honestly, if you're invested in it and then you build something to create more value and make the coin grow, your investment's going to go up anyway. So
yeah, and another aspect which I found to be really subtle but important to me is investing your effort into something like this, into your investment, makes it easier to remain disciplined and hold it long term. If you recognize the strengths of Nano, which is quite easy to recognize, and can keep that discipline through the ups and downs of the prices, not look at Delta, and live a life that's separate from the price, I think that's the key, because that was the key with Bitcoin, wasn't it? People who were in early with Bitcoin, they managed to hold it that length of time, then their investment really grew. And investing your emotional life into Nano a little bit, or a part of your life, will make it a lot easier to just not stress out when the price goes up and down.
Well, I think what else is calming too, when you're the smallest things like moderating and being community members in the community that help, that and explaining the details of the cryptocurrency and the future and stuff, those tiny things go a long way because it keeps the community healthy. There's a bunch of people in Nano Trade and in the main Discord that help people, and those are small things that they're not getting paid for it, and they just really want to help people, and that's what cryptocurrency is about, and it being open source, and you're excited about the growth and the future of it. You want people to understand it. The more they understand it, the more they probably won't complain as much, and they'll be patient and things like that. Those are small things that they can help with as well, instead of just coming in and just sucking the community dry or kind of being a leech for just wealth.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And the patience can be learned as well. It's not something which is unavailable to people. You can come in impatient. You can spend some time reading some stuff or listening to some of the more long-standing or informed community members. And
we've been around for a few months now, and there's lots of several months of Nano history. And I think to wrap up the conversation a bit, I think one way that you can practice being patient and invest in the community is by setting up a node. Which,
yes,
we've all done here. So
I did it today. I waited too long. I've set up a master node before in the past, and I remember it took me, I think, 3 hours because I had no idea what I was doing, and I really don't. I don't have any experience. There's somebody a community member put together easy nano node. I followed the instructions. There's a couple things. I spoke to him. I said, you could change a couple things and make it even easier. Because if you even have a slight bit of a programming background, it'll be super easy for you. But I have none, and I think some images and arrows pointing to things that will help people that are maybe not as tech savvy and computer savvy. But it didn't take me long. It's syncing right now, and I plan to verify it and make sure that it's my node. And it's going to cost me what, $10 a month, which to me I don't mind. I mean, if you pay for Netflix, Netflix does not make you any money. I think for me, I will definitely help make this decentralized and help yeah.
Same here. Website. I set mine up on Windows about 3 or 4 days ago, maybe 5 days ago.
Well,
DigitalOcean the same way.
You didn't set up on Windows. You just have a Windows machine that you used.
I got a Windows machine, and I used the Easy Node thing on GitHub.
So you set that up on like a Linux machine, on a virtual machine, on DigitalOcean, right?
DigitalOcean, yeah. We both use DigitalOcean. That's
use the droplet thing, whatever that is.
Well, actually, you get $10 off by using that ref link, whatever I use through that. So the first month is free, essentially.
Awesome. So yeah, I set mine up. It's synced. I picked the $10 option so I could operate as a representative node rather than just a normal node, because I think the traffic's slightly higher on a rep. So I got the $10 one, set it up. I spoke to the guy's really good, actually. Spoke to him on Discord, and he helped me set it up.
Yeah. I actually have mine set up on the cheaper version, and if it goes over the $5, it just charges me for that. So, so you might want to look into that. It's an option.
Well, you know what? I'm just throwing money away. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm using the money from the people pay for stuff from Nano things.
Yeah, so you got to buy more shirts, or his node's going to go down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Buy that Nanocast t-shirt.
If you don't buy a Nanocast t-shirt, you are single-handedly contributing to the centralization of
the Wimp Spilled Me Bad Coins t-shirt.
And there's information about setting up a node with Easy Nano Node in the description of this podcast. And you can use the ref link that's in Easy Nano Node and give that guy a bonus. Or you can use mine, give me a bonus. So, whatever you want.
I got one too, but don't use mine. Use Sean's.
Use his.
You should probably use Andy's. He's trying to run a store here.
Yeah, use mine.
Yeah. So you would say overall it was a pretty easy thing to do for not knowing anything about?
I'm not gonna lie. It took me an hour only because I asked in support and I had to wait a bit. Not many people were online at the time when I asked, but it was the one thing I had one hiccup. It's because the console through DigitalOcean didn't work on Mac. I had to actually use my Mac console. Mm-hmm. And it worked right away. So that was like a 30-minute hiccup. But still, if I knew any bit of what I was doing, it would probably take me 10, 15 minutes at most.
Same. I'm similar to Wimps. I went in as a complete novice and fell at the first hurdle, asked for support, and was probably done in a similar time to Wimps, just slightly quicker than Wimps. But yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the community needs to understand that centralization in cryptocurrencies is a big thing, and many cryptocurrencies there's so much FUD based on are they decentralized or not. And I think if you really want Nano to grow, it's really important that you get as decentralized as possible, because as it grows, people that didn't buy it or with a different coin or don't like Nano are going to find ways and holes in it, as many as they can, like they will do with any other cryptocurrency. IOTA, for example, gets torn apart by the community, and that's not overall. It's not going to help the growth financially, or it's just going to create the volatility that you don't want to see. So, this small thing of doing this could really help. And if it's a situation where it's like, maybe two of your buddies that you got invested want to split it, and in this way you're paying like a third each, and you all have one node together. I don't know how you could get that verified, but simple things like that, there's ways to get it done. And overall, it's going to help your investment if you are long-term. If you're short-term, you're probably not going to set up a node, but I think everyone here is very long-term for Nano.
Yeah.
And it will
Especially if
increase
they
your
invested in
discipline.
December, they don't have a choice.
Yeah, you're going to be holding for a bit. Yeah.
What'd you say? What were you saying, Andy?
Will it just help increase your discipline in give you iron hands if you're contributing to investing money in a node? It's all the more reason to hold on to your nano.
Yep.
Not sell at the first sign of a green candle to try and buy back to get more.
That's what Andy does
all the time. No, I don't, Sean. We spend a lot of time in nano trade, and a lot of people are that way inclined, surprisingly.
Just to go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's surprising how many people sell and then it pumps and they can't get back in and we never see them again. So it's a risk, and it's the gamble you take. But
just to add on to what Wimp said about decentralization is like, that's like the point of cryptocurrencies. So the point is that they're decentralized. Like that is the main, like, how do we make a decentralized currency that works for people? Nano works for people, but we also have to make sure it's decentralized. Otherwise there's no point. So that's a reason you should host a node, or, make your representative somebody else besides the core team. And now you know that you don't have to know anything to set one up. So it's really easy. Don't be intimidated by it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. All right. I think that's great. I think that was a good second episode of Nanner Banter. And I hope you like my cheesy name for it.
I back it.
It would go down well in the UK. Banter. Very popular.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it now.
The only thing I think would make this better is if we argued some more. So next time we'll try to pick some topics we disagree on.
Oh, don't worry. I'll drink next time.
Okay, sounds good.
It should be compulsory that we should drink.
Yeah, join the party next time, please.
Whoops.
That is just rum now. I've run out of Coke because your Skype account got hacked.
Oh, man. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tell us what you thought about the episode, what you want to hear us talk about. If you want to see anybody else on the podcast besides J-Dubs and Colin, I already know you want those two. And we'll see you next time.